Hey! Okay, today I'm reviewing the movie Borderlands, and while I do it, I'm racking a bottle of mead. Not a bottle, this is a gallon. And usually I crochet during these videos. I thought I would mix it up because I need to do this. This has been fermenting for like a month, and it's about time. So I've already sanitized everything. This is just excess sanitizer. It's okay if it's in the bottle. Honestly, it might even be a good thing at this point. Okay, so getting into the review. Borderlands came out kind of recently. I know that it's based off of a video game. I am bad at video games and also don't play them, so I didn't know anything about the video game going into the movie. And maybe that was for the best. I hear fans of the game didn't really like the movie. However, this is a review of the movie, not if it was accurate to the video game. So, overall, it's definitely a big action movie. There's a lot of, like, action scenes, obviously. Oh my god. There's so much sediment in this. It's so gross. I mean, it's a good thing. It's flavor, I guess. So there's a lot of action scenes in this movie, which is a good thing because that's literally what the movie is. So I guess, like, if you like action and you're just looking for something kind of brainless, this is a really good movie to watch. If you're not looking for something brainless, then I guess don't watch the movie. So that's my, like, overall general review. I thought that the action scenes were good, they were fun. Overall, the plot did not make a lot of sense, and the characters weren't really my cup of tea. I think that a lot of the logic of the movie was just kind of lost or taken for granted because, like, there were just so many moments that were, like, not quite explained and not really thought through. It was just kind of like, all these characters are together, now they're on the same team, okay, they're gonna fight together, they're a family, and you're like, well, you didn't give me any, like, actual scenes of, like, character development or growth, so it just kind of felt really random and, like, not very rewarding that these people, like, chose to be together. So, like, that part was like, eh. And I feel like if you're gonna have a movie with a bunch of different characters all working together, you should have, like, oh my god, that's so gross. You should have, like, a big bonding moment, or, like, a big, you know, like, there should be at some point, like, the team just coming together, and it just didn't feel like I got that. It just felt like, here are these people, now they're all on the same side, without actually establishing why they should be on the same side, or, like, if they have any common beliefs. Okay, we're gonna call it, because it's just soaking up yeast now. That is nasty. Okay, I'm gonna move this. You are disgusting. But overall, I think if you're just looking for something with a lot of action that's entertaining, this is a good movie for that. If you're looking for something with a really well thought out plot, don't see this movie. Okay, now we're gonna go into the summary. Ta-da! This is strawberry flavored. See how quick that was? It was amazing. Okay, so the movie starts with, I forgot every character's name. The movie starts with this girl, Tina, who is the daughter of some rich dude who owns a corporation, obviously. And there's a planet called, like, Pandora, and there's a vault on the planet with, like, riches or military technology, I don't know. Basically, everybody really wants to get this vault, and the planet has become, like, a shithole. Sorry for my language, because everybody's always looking for the vault, and I know, they want the riches. And so basically, we're gonna let this settle. I could add bentonite, I'm not going to. Bentonite helps clear it up. I'm gonna give this, like, a few days to kind of let the color clear up, and this needs to be drier. This is an airlock that I'm putting on top. This allows gas to escape without letting anything else in, but because there's too much water on the rim of this bottle, it's not, like, sealing properly. So we are going to very demurely and very mindfully do that. Perfect. It's still gonna pop up a bit, that's okay. So like, there's this planet where there's this treasure, there's this vault. It's on a planet named Pandora, and it was made by some people called the Iridians. And the Iridians said that only a daughter of Iridia could open the vault. So there's this girl named Tina who's a daughter of Iridia, and the movie starts with Kevin Hart kidnapping her. And her dad, Tina's dad, is Atlas, who's in charge of one of the corporations, is trying to get the vault. And he's like, all right, I gotta get my daughter. So they call Kate Blanchett. Oh, you could just see a bubble right there. That's fun. So he like calls Kate Blanchett, and he's like, you gotta go get my daughter. And she's like, I don't want to. And he's like, well, I'll pay you a lot. And she's like, okay, I'll do it. So she goes to Pandora, and apparently she was raised there, and she's like looking for Tina, can't find her. She stumbles upon a robot, and this robot's like, I was asleep for 36 years, and then the second you stepped on the planet, I woke up. And she just like doesn't question how weird that is. I don't know. And so this robot's just like contractually obligated to help her even though it doesn't want to help her. Hilarious. The robot is voiced by Jack Black, but you cannot tell. And so she eventually finds Tina, except Tina's working with a guy who kidnapped her. And she also has like a huge barbarian who's her best friend. And she's like, I don't want to go back to my dad because my dad made me in a lab and also experimented on me. So I'm going to find the vault, I guess, and like open up. And this is where it doesn't make sense, is that she's like, all my dad wants is to open the vault. So I'm going to open the vault. And I guess her plan is to like open it and use what's ever in the vault against her dad, but like, girl. And then Kate Blanchett is like, okay, but come with me and go back to your dad. And she's like, no. So they start fighting, and Tina likes to throw bombs. Good for her. But like then some other people that Atlas hired also come in to kidnap Tina and bring her to Atlas. And then for some reason after this fight, Tina's like, Kate Blanchett, you and I, we're friends, we're cool. And I'm like, no, you're not cool. You can't just be like, oh yeah, this is fine. Like, what happened to not trusting? All of a sudden she just kind of assumes that Kate Blanchett is on her side, which makes, in my opinion, no sense. So then like the group of four plus the robot, they go and they find Jamie Lee Curtis, who's like a vault expert, who is like, okay, we're gonna go open the vault. And she has one of the vault keys, and they need to find the other vault key. And I would like to state that throughout this entire movie, Tina's like, I'm a daughter of Iridia, I'm special, I'm gonna open the vault. And everyone's like, yeah, you are special. And Kate Blanchett is like, I'm not special, I'm just a girl who grew up on Pandora. So obviously she's special, right? Like the frequent denial of like, no, I'm not special, I'm no one, just makes you think, okay, so she's probably really special. Shocking. So anyway, they like go to this place to find the second vault key, except there's a bunch of like crazy barbarian people who try to kill them. And Kate Blanchett just knows where the second key is. She just says she's really lucky, and she just kind of senses where it is. Definitely not a clue. Definitely not anything. Oh, and every person that they run into is like, Kate Blanchett, your mom was incredible. Like, she was such a good woman. I'm so sorry your mom died. And Kate Blanchett is like, stop it. I know my mom thought I was special and said I was special, but stop talking about my mom. Just bad writing. And so Kate Blanchett miraculously finds the second key, and then they reveal that the third key is just the daughter of Iridia. So they're like, okay, Tina, you gotta go and open the vault, but apparently doing so will kill you. But Tina's like, whatever, I'm okay with dying. If it means spiting my father, it's worth it. Girl, same. Hi, Dad. And so Tina and Kate Blanchett get in a fight because Tina thinks that Kate Blanchett is still trying to turn Tina into her dad, and Kate Blanchett isn't. It's just a whole stupid drama. They had to create some reason for Kate Blanchett to separate from the group. And so they finally get to where the vault is, and Tina puts the key in. She's like, I'm special, this is my moment. And she goes to open the vault, and of course it doesn't open because Tina's not actually a daughter of Iridia, and of course that's not gonna work. And then Atlas shows up and he's like, I knew you were a failure, which, like, good job making a guy an a-hole. Just have him call his daughter useless. Like, it just feels like bad writing. And so then they're like gonna go and kill Tina and the rest of the group, and then Cate Blanchett shows up and she's like, hey, stop it. And they're like, what can you do? And she teleports down, which they like establish at some point earlier in the movie that like a daughter of Iridia can teleport. And so she like teleports down. She's like, actually, I'm a daughter of Iridia, because her mom knew that, and Cate Blanchett remembered her childhood out of nowhere and was like, oh my god, I am a daughter of Iridia, and now I'm going to save the day. So then she like opens the vault, gets magical fire wings and the ability to fly and give other people shields and shoot fire out of her hands, and just starts like fighting everyone. It's cool, but you're also like, okay, what? And then she fights everyone, and then Atlas takes Tina, and he's like, I'm gonna pretend that there's a child here, and that this hand has a gun. And he's like, I'm gonna kill her unless you let me into the vault. So Cate Blanchett lets Atlas into the vault, and he's like, wow, all these weapons, everything I've ever wanted. And then like some giant tentacle like takes him, and Cate Blanchett's like, don't worry, you'll be in here for a while. I'm gonna let you suffer before you die. And he's like, no. And Tina's like, yeah, my dad's dead. And then that's pretty much like how the movie ends, is just like the group hanging out on Pandora having a good time, because now Cate Blanchett has superpowers and they have access to a vault with a bunch of like weapons or riches or something. I don't know. So, you know, overall, I thought it was enjoyable. There was a lot of action. It keeps your attention. Shout out to Maggie for calling me at the end of the movie. I picked up the phone call in the theater because I was the only person there. I didn't feel like I really missed anything in the last 2 minutes where I was having that phone call. But yeah, it's enjoyable. I just think that like the plot overall, it didn't make sense why the group was all of a sudden like, yeah, Cate Blanchett, you can hang out with us. And I also just felt like all of the character moments where you're supposed to really like start to identify with the characters felt like rushed, and didn't feel like, I just didn't feel like there were good enough explanations for a lot of the things that happened. And that was just kind of a bummer, because you want like satisfying moments where, like, I would have loved for a moment where like Tina beating up her father felt like really good, but it just felt like she was like, yeah, my dad sucks, and that was like the whole conversation. She's like, he experimented on me, I don't want that to happen anymore. And like, I get it, but at the same time, it just felt like when she was saying that, it didn't make sense for her to be vulnerable with Cate Blanchett, because she had known Cate Blanchett for like 5 minutes, and then it just felt very rushed, and I would have liked to have seen more time with the characters, or just a better explanation for why they were all teaming up towards the end. Like, it just didn't make sense. And yeah, so see the movie if you want. I don't really care. Maybe I'll make some more mead later today, maybe I won't, who knows. But anyway, hope you have a nice day. Bye.